I'm going to ask you to put together two ideas that might seem forever at odds: racing and social responsibility. Behold, a Formula E race car, fully electric, no tailpipe emissions, no tailpipe. The 3-year-old FIA Formula E Championship promotes zero emissions by way of wheel-banging urban street racing.
Loses out as a result.
80-20. Why is this man smiling? As an advocate for electric mobility and a driving enthusiast, I was delighted to accept an offer to drive a Formula E in Mexico City. Awesome town, by the way. But I was also apprehensive. While these cars aren't anything as fast as a Formula One or Indy car, they are still to be respected. A carbon monocoque designed by Dallara and built by Spark, motor and electronics by McLaren, battery by Williams, gearbox by Hewland, tires by Michelin. It sure looks like a race car. The process of shoeing one on is much the same too. The fireproof undies, the crotch-snuggling 5-point harness, the pre-flight orientation of switchgear. Let's light this candle. Designed to race on temporary urban circuits, these machines have about twice the ground clearance and suspension travel of an F1 car, which allow them to cope with city streets. They are, in effect, lifted open-wheelers. And as I sneak past the first couple of corners on my out lap, not yet up to speed, trying to find the handle, I can feel the suspension's legginess and chassis movement. And I can also feel it has a weird balance thing going on. It's the nature of the beast. Unlike a Tesla Model S, in which the batteries are distributed in the floor panel for better and lower center of gravity, the Formula E's batteries are in a small black box weighing 440 pounds or so, right behind the driver. These cars are limited to a top speed of about 140 miles per hour, compared with an Indy car's 230 miles per hour, but what juice there is, hits early. The Formula E jolts from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3 seconds. The entire car seems to say zing, and turning into the last right-hander before the main straight, tapping upshifts. I'm actually okay with the pace. The straight ends with a right-hander around what is essentially a concrete wall. With small aerodynamic wings, these cars don't have a lot of road-holding downforce, especially under braking. So all in all, not a lot of grip. Mama Neil didn't raise me to crash a borrowed race car. On my first flying lap, I hit the brakes early and hard, and kept on going. Hello? Mr. Brakes? Are you there? Turns out there's a little trick to the braking. Like other electric cars, Formula E cars use regenerative braking, which puts electrons back in the battery while slowing the car with drag. But when the car's batteries are fully charged, as they are during my test run, the engineers turn the regen down to nearly nothing, which in turn lowers the rear braking effect to nearly nothing. Meanwhile, the race-typical ceramic brakes up front work amazingly when they are hot, but when they are cold, they are just not at home. You can see I'm at 100% braking and the wheels just keep on rolling. After sliding off-piste thrice, I started braking earlier. Then the front brakes came in. And then I was braking too early. Early and late, I was battling the car's nervy handling. I'm glad I don't have to drive these for a living. And I'm sure the Formula E people feel the very same way.